Hello, welcome to a whole brand new series. I don't know if it'll be a series, or just a let's try kind of a thing. I got this game on sale like a month ago, or maybe at the very beginning of June. Either way, I have a nice quiet afternoon, so I figured it'd be a nice time to give it a shot. Alright. I'm gonna be very honest, I don't know exactly what this game is. It was just...
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is I don't really know too much about this game. I know it's supposed to be like a very interesting horror game interactive story concept. I don't know how. I don't even know if I'm labeling any of it correctly. All right, well, let's give it a go.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, end of the world. What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe there's the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Oh wow! Oh wow! There's a lot. All right, let's get someone else do it. Forget it. I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet. I've always wanted to offer monarch. You've had other of the ocean. Interesting. I kind of just want to go the immediate, like, fuck off, right? Because this is probably going to be a hard reset.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society. While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Oh.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Nice and simple. I love the art style too.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Oh, okay.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her. I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
I like my little claw pointer. Okay. I mean, if I could keep... Okay. Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say that she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies.
Sorry, guys.
And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
I love that you move the mouse and it moves the screen around a little bit. God, I do enjoy this art style too.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh. Interesting. The voice of the hero.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Door. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Oh, and now it's in my hand. Guys, look. Cha, 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 cha. Okay. I should have left it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
The reading in this is very good.
Who's there?
Oh. Ellipses. Ellipses.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
The voice of the hero.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi. Hello there.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
I got a knife. You better look out.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No. Oh.
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
I can't put it down. It's part of my cursor now.
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it.
Don't you dare.
Ooh.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
This. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. But, you know, I want to listen to the voice of the hero.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clack.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Huh? It's a fair way to start, different way to start a friendship or acquaintance.
Don't just tell her that.
Oh.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Oh.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Princess hesitates before responding.
Deflection. Ping.
She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life.
She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
The way, like, this really makes me think of an artist that I follow called Namely. Her style, like her sketch style anyway, is like very similar. Just I can see it in the face. It's like crazy. Anyway.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
This is an interesting conundrum, huh?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
I don't like that look.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
What's her name?
She hesitates before answering.
God, but she gets that cold, like, nothing behind the eyes stare.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Not a name, though.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
I really don't want to do this one, so we're not going to. Talk to
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Interesting. She's been very vague. This is just me as a Delta Green player. I'm like, you know, we slay. We just slay. Like, just don't even... I'm not even gonna hesitate. You know? Roll combat, you know? Just... But... I kind of want more information. I'm gonna keep you locked away. I want to know more. Sure, this isn't gonna have no negative connotation.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Fuck it.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
Oh. Orkeen.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity.
Intense.
You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs.
This is the end, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh. Quaint. Oh. The tower.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Aha! Groundhog Day.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The dialogue I'll change too. Oh, I love it. I'm leaving. Nope. Nope. Oh.
A terrible sense of déjà vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows?
Voice the
There's
broken.
nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Yo, the voices that are going to be chiming in here, this is kind of cool.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
I'm telling the truth, and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Thank you.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Arguable.
Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now?
We got a voice of the broken.
She's just
And the
a
voice of the
princess.
hero.
Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Yeah.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains, and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
I'm trying to figure out if they're all variations of the narrator's voice. They might be. Not that which is interesting. I'm not sure if that's another layer to this. We find out me is you, we is we. Let's talk
Just be
about
quick
princess.
about it.
I mean, realistically, I also agree. Like, you would think it would be like a Thanos snap, but it wasn't. It was like, more torturous. Yeah.
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Or we could pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
You're being annoying.
Yeah, no, I think they're all the same voice, which is kind of cool.
Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
I don't know, I feel like that'd be a fun way to fun route to explore. Yeah, who locked her?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
DM's like, please just go to the cabin, please. Mr. DM, I have another question. Yeah, if they locked her, why couldn't they slay her?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, a didn't know we were special.
Special.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Great question.
Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Listen, this is a one-shot. These are the clear rules. Please stop.
The less you know about her, the better.
Listen, your handler just wants you to go there and kill her. That's it. Alright, we're
Great.
good. I'm
Now,
not gonna
if you
explore
don't
that
mind,
top one.
The whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Alright, okay. Proceed. Just turn around and leaves.
A warning before you go any further.
Okay.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time.
Yeah, that's true.
She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner.
Yeah. I think we're
If
gonna...
that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
Poor fucking Broken. God damn. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go full tilt.
The interior of the cabin is
Holy
larger
shit.
and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Holy fuck.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
We don't feel small. We are small.
Oh, 'cause we're fucking broken. Yeah.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Yo, what the fuck's the mirror, dude?
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
Oh, is that a clue? Don't look in the mirror?
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future.
We look ugly.
Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you.
Okay.
You probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
How handsome I am. Whether I'm being lied to. There's a mirror. I'm just gonna
I
remain
care
silent.
about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else could he be
So
hiding
that's the
from us?
heroes.
I'm not lying to you, I promise. There isn't a mirror. Really.
Different than last
Maybe
time.
that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past
I
life
can't,
nonsense.
though.
You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Let's look at the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't
Oh.
much to see here.
He was right.
This really isn't funny.
Wipe it clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Enter. I like the game so far. This is very interesting.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase, its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
Ah.
This is actually kind of nice.
Oh, Broken's happy. That's nice.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Booming.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Oh shit.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this
She's
last
using
time.
a fucking giant. I shouldn't have grabbed
We
this
need to
knife.
get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Alright.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers
Holy
over you,
shit.
almost glowing in the weak starlight,
huge.
her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity.
So she remembers me. Interesting. Cha cha cha. Cha. Well, really, I'm like, what, this tall? Cha 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 cha.
Drop it.
Tighten
As
my
if
grip.
on command, the blade slips
Oh.
from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
Narrator, you piece of shit.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs.
Oh.
I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me.
Oh, we did this.
The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it?
It
It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods.
It does. At
I
this
don't love
time,
the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson.
Narrator, she has now become a god. What are we gonna do?
You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? And you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay,
First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off.
Yep.
You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
We have a piece of our mind that's already lost.
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was talking to the narrator. Oops.
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world.
Yeah.
That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity.
Yeah, that's fair.
The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
It's a better dawn, guys. It's fine.
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end,
Oh,
no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
interesting. Yeah.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Divine truth. What happened to you after I died?
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
She does not like me questioning the past. Interesting. Sure. Why
Your
not?
will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
Yeah, sure.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
Narrator had nothing to say, which is interesting.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now.
Hands.
An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
Oh.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just
I'm just the
I
narrator.
don't care what you are. You're
Oh.
mine.
Holy shit, the narrator.
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade. All you need to do is believe it's been done. You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to
my
your
heart.
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 It's easy. Once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever. Please don't do this. There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. It is good. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back. Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
Oh.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Oh. Well, that was an achievo. But you do not take her hand. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place. Colin is now playing Smite.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator's
Yes.
gone.
Does that mean the world ended? Figures the world would end and leave us with all this nothing. There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
I agree.
I don't want to look at us.
Ugh.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
It's a mirror.
I feel anxious.
It's a
Does
mirror.
anyone else
Alright.
feel anxious?
Alright, let's see what we look
I'm
like.
begging you, don't do this.
I had no choice.
It's
Scared-
different now. It feels, I don't know,
Fine.
final.
You approach the mirror. There's no other options. I want that to be clear. Oh, it's a little bony finger. I just realized that. It's cute. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what it is. It's in it. It's you! It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Jostling forward, backward. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Hands. I like the music.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt. Yes.
Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is Dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you. You are the only thing I have ever known.
Oh.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
There's a lot of options. Destroy your body, attack the enemy. What happens now?
She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Do you know what the world's beyond this
I
place?
know only that they are. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Oh, interesting.
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
So are we just trying to get additional perspectives? Like, this is the end goal, right? Like, we enter here every single time? Like, the end of a, I don't know if the run, or series of runs, right? And we're trying to give her more and more pieces of a person? How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
Oh. Interesting. What if I don't let you do this to me? How many fruits do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow.
Alright, I think we're just gonna go back.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Let it be. Make
She
me forget.
asks that I tell you to remember her.
Interesting.
You won't.
Alright. Chapter 1. Yo! Okay. We're back at chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
Real
is a
Slay the
cabin.
Princess starts here.
And in the basement of that cabin
Okay.
is a princess.
Alright, I might, we're gonna save this. This is real cool. And then I am going to come back next time, guys. Till then, ciao.